Hello friends, good evening to all. My name is Siddheshwar. As per our daily task, that is video generation on given topic. So today's topic is hierarchy in exception handling in Java. So it is very interesting topic as this is new for all of us. So talking about topic, so we must have to understand that what is mean by exception and what is mean by exception handling. So basically exception is one type of error which is occurred in our program. So it may according to error which can be handled or may not be handled. So according to handling there are basic hierarchy are there. So talking about the our topic, that is hierarchy in exception handling. So this hierarchy are basically comes in a package, that is java.lang package, and inside that java.lang package there are many exception classes. In that very basic one is a throwable class. This is a root class, or we can say this is parent class of exception class and error class. So talking about the actual flow tree diagram of this hierarchy exception handling. It has basically first comes java.lang package, then there is a object creation, and then after that comes our basic root of hierarchy, that is throwable exception class. Then it inherits the two classes of exception, that is exception class and error class. Then comes this talking about this exception class. This exception class is basically this class is comes under the exception which is occurred in the program. It can be modified or not. Means if the exception can be modified or recover, then this error comes inside the exception class. If suppose the error cannot be talking about the very basic example of the exception class is if suppose the exception is like abc dot class file is not found in our program. So by seeing the our error, we can relocate the particular file in a particular folder. So the such type of error can be go. So this is very basic example. And talking about next type, that is error this type of exception or error can be cannot be modified or recover in our program. So it has also example. So talking about, there is a 2 GB RAM or 2 GB memory is there for a particular program, but the program consumes more memory than required. So such in such case program will show the out of memory error. So talking about very deeply basics of exception classes. Exception classes are basically defined in two way. In that, first one is checked exception or unchecked exception. The checked exception comes when compiler checks the exception, then this exception is checked exception. And the unchecked exception is the error which not checked by the compiler. Then such type of errors comes in unchecked exception. Talking about the checked exception, the exceptions are like IO exception, then SQL exception. These are the basic examples of checked exception. And talking about non-checked exception, non-checked exception comes under all the runtime exception. Runtime in that arithmetic exception are there, then null pointer exception are there, then index out of bound. These are the basic errors or exceptions comes in our daily program. So talking about basic one by one tree diagram, like in exception. So in that basically first of all comes the IO exception, then comes SQL exception, then comes a runtime exception. In that runtime exception, again it divides the basically 3 to 4 types. In that, first one is arithmetic exception, then null point exception, then number format exception, and then index out of bound exception. This in talking about index out of bounds exception, it has again 2 types. Means basically this index out of bound exception comes in basically 2 types. In that, first one is array out of bound, array index out of bound exception, and second one is string index out of bound exception. These are the basic actual flow in our uh, exception error. So talking about next type, that is error it again divide in basic 2 types. In that, first one is a stack overflow error, and second one is talking about stack overflow error. Stack overflow error comes when our stack is full, when the memory is full in stack. So it doesn't receive any element in the stack. So such time stack shows the stack overflow error. So talking about next type, that is memory out of bounds error. So in that memory when the given memory to for the program, it is more than or less as compared to the program requires. Such time, such case, the program shows the memory error. So this is very basic hierarchy in our exception handling. So this is all about the hierarchy and exception. So thank you for watching.